Welcome everyone to day 3 of the transformational series. Today's topic is the power of thought. This 5 days challenge is specifically designed in such a way that it incorporates 5 key main areas. The first and the greatest of all is the power of God. In no ranking order comes the power of vision, the power of thought, the power of a sound mind, and finally the power of faith. Of all of these mentioned, the most commonly used is the power of thought. An average human being thinks roughly about 80,000 thoughts on a daily basis, most of which are repeated thoughts. If there's one thing that is the basis for everything else, it's thought. The power of thought cannot be fully emphasized here. Almost everything was first a thought. You think of drinking water and in a few minutes you're drinking water. Without thinking it, there would not have been the next step, which is the doing it. In Genesis 1:26, God said, "Let us make man in our own image." He thought about it. And by 27, man was created in God's image. Thoughts can be expressed vocally or as inner, which is known as the self-talk. The self-talk actually is the one that does the most damage to us because we are constantly thinking in our heads, good, bad, or indifferent, never realizing that our thoughts become our experience, which is then expressed outwardly. It is said that an individual is never really far from his or her thoughts. In other words, if you look at a person's life, environment, or character, you can tell roughly what their dominant thought is. Your thoughts are radioactive. They are energy. The stronger the thought, the stronger the vibration, and the closer you become attracted to what you are thinking about. For example, a poor person can never be rich if they keep thinking predominantly about their current state, which is poor. All they will continue to bring to themselves is a poor lifestyle. If one is unhappy about their situation, the best way out of it is to think of the opposite. Even in the Bible, Joel 3:10 tells us, "Let the weak say I am strong, and let the poor say I am rich." He didn't say, "Let the weak say I am weak," or "Let the poor say I am poor." Begin to watch your self-talk. Begin to watch your thoughts. What you say to yourself. If you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, it will be evident in your life. But when you begin to change your thoughts, you begin to change your life. Mark 7:20-23, Jesus says, "That which cometh out of the man, that defileth the man. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, wickedness, deceit, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil thoughts come from within and defile the man." The way out of unfavorable condition is not talking about your problem or lamenting about it or talking about what you're going through, but it is by what Philippians 4:8 tells us, which is that whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, just, pure, good, if there be virtue, if there be any praise, think of these things. We often as Christians pray and expect our prayers to be answered. Sometimes we wait for days, weeks, months, some even years, waiting for God to answer our prayers, when He has clearly said it in Proverbs 23:7, "As a man thinketh, so is he." Therefore, praying from morning till night without changing your thoughts might take a prayer that should have been answered long ago, prolonged. Deuteronomy 30:19 says, "I set heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, and both of you and your your family shall live. Every day we think bad, horrible, negative thoughts about our health, finances, family, business, work, and most of all, ourselves. If we could only take the time to consciously think about what you're thinking about, you'll be amazed. Even in 1 hour, 1 minute we're thinking about one bad thing, the next minute is another thing, the next minute is a good thing, the next minute is a bad thing, the next minute you're driving thinking you might get hit by a car, the next minute you're thinking about something good, the next minute there's just too many. So that's the reason they've said from research that we think roughly about 80,000 thoughts in a day. We're constantly thinking. What are we thinking about? This is something that we actually need to consciously think, because when you're unconscious, you actually don't realize the sort of thoughts that you're thinking. What is your dominant thought is mostly evident in your life anyway. So again, thoughts are words strung together, and a belief is a thought you keep thinking about. So be careful. Change your thoughts. Every day, stand guard at the door of your mind and refuse to let in those bad, debilitating thoughts get in. Speak life, affirm good, fight the old habitual thoughts. Use words from the Bible. Speak health, speak prosperity, speak joy and love. Until tomorrow, thank you again for joining me today. Remain blessed. Neville.